Hello, I'm Jamie Vaughan from N200. I really do have the night shift as it's getting dark, and thank you for staying rather than being here. I'm here to talk to you, hopefully quite short, because you want to go home, around lead collection and lead management at your show. May seem quite basic, but still isn't necessarily achieved how you should want to do it right now. Let's remind ourselves why we're coming to a show in the first place. BV is a great show. I2I a great organiser. This is a fantastic venue. You've all made a decision to make a big investment to be here. Statistically speaking, you'll see from you've made the right choice. Over 80% of exhibition attendees have an interest in purchasing, 55% have buying plans. Exhibitions pretty much the most effective means of building new customer base. 91% of decision makers find exhibitions extremely useful. Haven't we all done well? I don't think so. Unfortunately, statistically speaking, 80%, yes, 80% of leads gathered at a show are not followed up. That's quite frightening in this day and age. So what we did as a business is look at why that actually was. So I didn't explain N200. We are the registration business primarily. So everybody walking around in a show has had to go through, in theory, a vetting process of administration to get into the show, to get their little badge and to walk in. This is their unique identification. It carries a few things on there, including, you'll know, little barcode things that I'll come on to later. So we as a business looked at how we can enhance registration into a feed of data to make your life, the exhibitors, slightly better. So why does it fail right now? It fails because there isn't often a true way to interact, to engage, to collect the information that someone's gone to the pain already to equip. So business cards, we've all seen these things. Drop your business card into a bowl and win a fluffy gonk. I'm not quite sure those days are still with us, but I still see these at shows. I'm probably indulging myself here, but I have seen people writing things on bits of paper that don't really mean an awful lot. If you have a manual process, we all can relate to this bloke, because you come to a show, you spent a load of cash, there's a whole strategy, and you go home with a carrier bag of business cards or a few sheets of paper that says 500 times, "I met John, what a nice bloke." There needs to be something a little bit more strategic in how you engage and how you follow up. As expressed, you know, there are other elements about a manual feed. Someone has to type them up into a sheet. How do they get out to the sales guy? Which sales guy? What is it about that lead that would enable you to give it to Fred instead of John? Is it a regional? Is it a product thing? So there are some elements that we can help you with to make the lead allocation more sophisticated. I won't bore you with our message statement, but in an ideal world, we need to be able to collect leads, add actions, categorize them, give you the ability to action them from the show itself, or at worst case, same day, and track the journey of that lead. So we have a product called Visit Connect. This is a new way to collect leads, but equally important as the collection is the distribution and the follow-up of the leads through a software-based platform. This was written for exhibitors. All our friends here from I2I, it wasn't about them, it was about you guys. It was about how can you get more from a show. Of course they love that because they love happy customers. But the point was it's written for exhibitors. It's integrated into the back end of our registration database, so we have a smart way of bringing the data through, which I show. Software as a service, it's a cloud-based web application. So we need to find a way of collecting leads. There are two methods. This isn't rocket science. You've all seen these things. So currently these things have been around for a while. They're data pen scanners. On your badge there will be a barcode. It can be scanned. This has been in the market for quite some time. We have also released 6 months ago now to the industry the first version of real-time data capture. So from an iPad, a laptop, an iPhone, any smartphone or any PC, you can receive the details of the person you're talking to. I'll come on to that in a moment. So traditionally, collecting leads with data pens, you point and you press a button. Okay, we actually do conduct training programs for people, and we do people come out and say it doesn't work. It's because they're pressing the pen, but they're pointing it the wrong way. But generally, people understand how to use a scanner. What we've tried to do is understand how we can make the scanning data of slightly better quality, because traditionally you scan a badge and you collect the demographics, so name, address, contact details, and you get a very nice spreadsheet at the end of the day. We thought about that and we thought, well, that's all well and good, but if I've had a great show and collected 1,000 leads, I need to be able to differentiate types of leads from types of leads. So we created the principle of what we've labeled tag codes. So within the software, pre-show, you can go into your web tool and you can label or categorize how you'd like to differentiate your leads. It may be basic, it may be hot lead, cold lead, great lead, rubbish lead, red one, blue one, 10 of these, 10 of those. Whatever works in your world, you can label them around what you want to know. It may be the next action, give a call, give an email, send a brochure, whatever. What you then do is you can print off your own personal tag code sheet, as the screen shows. This then gives you the ability to scan the exhibitor's badge so you know who it is you're talking to, and then attribute that badge with multiple actions. Therefore, when you look at your data at the end of the day, you don't look at 500 names. You push the button that says hot leads, and there are your hot leads. From the system, you're then able to distribute the leads to your email team, your sales team, your marketing team. So you actually have a real way of actioning the process same day at the show. One stage further than that is real-time leads. I believe we're the only provider that offer this right now. So what you need, here's the caveat, you need an internet-connected device, all right? So Excel do have Wi-Fi, and I believe it's all right. That's all I'm going to say. So you need an internet-connected device. With an internet-connected device, like an iPad, and 3G works fine, by the way, on the visitor's badge, there is a barcode as well as a badge number. If you type in the badge number whilst you're talking to your visitor, within 2 to 3 seconds, their entire demographics, name, address, phone number, email, will grow in front of you. That's quite impressive. It's quite powerful. But most importantly, it gives you two additional bonuses apart from looking quite smart. It means you can validate the data. All right? As a registration business, sometimes we get a little bit of critique saying, well, the data wasn't exactly right. Well, we suppress it against all the ways you can suppress a database. But if somebody chooses to not tell the truth when they register, there's not a lot we can do about that. However, if you're engaging with a real person as a real opportunity, you have the opportunity to check the details are correct. And I'm hoping they'll tell you the truth because they're talking to you. So there's a great way to validate. Secondly, you can make real-time notes. Mr. Brown was really interested in ABC, give him a call on Friday. You can make any note-taking, I think there's 25,000 characters, so you can write an essay about this guy, if you choose, and save it there and then. However, being cloud-based, you can actually action the lead from the show floor. What that means is, I'm here, I'm at BVE North in a few weeks' time. I take a lead from a guy who's flown in from Dubai, and he's got a massive opportunity for me. I've got a sales guy who happens to be in the Middle East right now. I can send my lead, whilst I'm talking to the guy in Manchester, in this case, to my sales guy in Dubai, real time. He can action it. That's incredibly powerful, incredibly powerful. What that really means is instead of collecting data, which is the legacy of this industry, you're actually generating leads. There's a real meaningful amount of information that can be used during and after the event. I've covered that. Then, of course, you go into the suite. So you've got a smart way of collecting the leads. You want to make sure that they're just not sat in a spreadsheet for 6 weeks after the show. So the system that will be populated with the data, the software suite, gives you the opportunity to scan the leads, look at the leads, and then distribute the leads, action the leads, send them to your sales guys, regional, if they're territory-based or product-based, or whatever it is you do, or just go back on Monday and they're in a nice, neat order rather than having to look at business cards. So the lead tracking tool means that the leads do have an element of visibility after they've been collected. Because it's online, we give you some other bells and whistles. One of the things we do pre-show is ask you to go in and think about setting your tag codes up, but think about giving yourself some targets for the show. I presume there's a reason you come here. One of those may well be to generate leads. If it is, target how many leads you want. The system gives you the ability to put good, moderate, and poor performance, and then it will display your progress throughout the show. So if you have a real-time facility, you can genuinely see how you're doing by lunchtime on day one. Very, very powerful stuff. It also means other people can see it, so be careful. So if it's bought by the boss and he's in Barbados on his yacht, he can log in and see how you're doing. And if you are the boss, well done, buy it. It also gives you, as I mentioned, the ability to track the lead through its journey. And I'm not going to dwell too much, I'm probably out of time already, but it gives you the ability to follow the leads through their process. And going back to the frightening slides of 80%, this just ensures that if you've gone to a massive effort to collect and generate opportunities, that they are actioned. Because very often, it isn't the person who collects the leads that does the follow-up. All right, so if you're entrusting someone else to follow them up, there are some tools to make sure they do what they should be doing. They are calling them. They are pushing them through a sales process. There's even an ROI calculator that basically mathematically calculates roughly what you would have paid to generate these leads and how you're doing so far, and it will visualize and it will commercially visualize, if you put an average order value, your pipeline growth from the show. Last but not least, download. Don't feel as though this is locked into us or locked somewhere you can't access it. At any time, even after day one, you can extract the leads in CSV or Excel and push it into a tool like Salesforce.com or Act or whatever it is you have to make sure that we're not missing customers who have a sophisticated lead management process. Because some people do, believe it or not. So the system can be used for a smart way of collecting, modifying, and then distributing after the event. Was that 10 minutes? Thank you. Any questions on that?